Have you ever wondered what you would do if you were alone in a dangerous situation? Would you give up, or would you fight with all your strength to survive? This is the story of Aron Ralston, a man who faced an unimaginable challenge and did something most of us could hardly imagine. Aron loved adventure. He loved hiking, climbing, and exploring the outdoors. One day, in April 2003, Aron decided to go on a hike in Blue John Canyon, Utah. The canyon was beautiful, but also very remote and dangerous. Aron didn't tell anyone where he was going. He thought it would be just another exciting day in nature. But nature had different plans. As Aron climbed through the narrow canyon, a large boulder suddenly moved. Before he could react, the boulder trapped his right arm against the canyon wall. Aron was stuck. He tried to pull his arm free, but the rock was too heavy. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move it. Imagine being stuck like that. No one knew where he was. He had limited water and food. Aron realized he was in serious trouble. The first few hours were terrifying for Aron. He shouted for help, but no one could hear him. The canyon was too remote. He was completely alone. Aron knew that if he didn't do something, he might never get out of there alive. He tried everything he could think of to free his arm. He used his climbing gear to try to lift the boulder. He tried pushing, pulling, and even chipping away at the rock with his pocket knife. But nothing worked. The boulder wouldn't budge. As the hours turned into days, Aron began to feel the effects of dehydration. He only had a small amount of water with him, and he had to ration it carefully. He also had a few energy bars, but they wouldn't last long. Aron knew he had to stay calm and think clearly, but it was hard. His arm was in pain and his body was growing weaker. Despite the pain and fear, Aron didn't give up. He thought about his family and friends. He thought about all the things he wanted to do in life. He couldn't let this be the end. He had to find a way to survive. After several days, Aron realized that no one was coming to rescue him. He knew that if he didn't take drastic action, he wouldn't make it. He started thinking about the unthinkable. He might have to cut off his own arm to survive. This was a terrifying thought. Aron wasn't a doctor. He was just a regular guy who loved the outdoors. But he knew that his arm was the only thing keeping him from escaping. If he could free himself, he might have a chance to find help. For days, Aron wrestled with this decision. He tried to come up with other solutions, but there were none. The reality was clear. If he wanted to live, he had to do something incredibly brave and painful. Finally, after 5 days trapped in the canyon, Aron made the hardest decision of his life. He knew that if he didn't act soon, he would die. He decided to amputate his arm. Using his pocket knife, Aron began the difficult and painful process. He knew it would be agonizing, but he also knew it was his only chance. Aron thought about his family and friends to keep himself strong. He focused on the future, on the life he wanted to live. The process was long and excruciating. But Aron didn't give up. He kept going, step by step, until finally, after hours of effort, he was free. He had lost his arm, but he had saved his life. Now that he was free, Aron knew he had to find help quickly. He was weak from the loss of blood and dehydration, but he didn't stop. He climbed out of the canyon and began the long hike back to safety. Every step was a struggle. Aron's body was exhausted, but his mind was focused on survival. He walked through the canyon, hoping to find someone who could help him. Finally, after hours of walking, Aron saw something that gave him hope: other hikers. He shouted for help, and the hikers quickly came to his aid. They gave him water and called for emergency services. Aron was airlifted to a hospital, where he received the medical care he needed. He had survived an ordeal that most people couldn't even imagine. Aron Ralston's story is one of incredible courage and determination. It shows us the power of the human spirit, the will to survive even in the most impossible situations. After his rescue, Aron didn't let the loss of his arm stop him from living his life. He continued to hike, climb, and explore the world. He even went back to Blue Jump Canyon, the place where he faced his greatest challenge. Aron wanted to show that he wasn't afraid, that he could overcome anything. Aron's story has inspired millions of people around the world. It reminds us that no matter how difficult life gets, we can always find the strength to keep going. We all face challenges in life, some bigger than others. But if Aron could survive what he did, we can find the courage to face our own problems. What can we learn from Aron Ralston's story? First, we learn the importance of never giving up. Aron faced an unimaginable situation, but he didn't let fear or pain stop him. He kept fighting, and that's why he survived. Second, we learn the value of preparation. Aron was an experienced hiker, but he made a mistake by not telling anyone where he was going. This story reminds us that it's important to be prepared for anything, especially when we're in dangerous situations. Finally, Aron's story teaches us about the strength of the human spirit. We are all capable of more than we realize. When life gets tough, we can find the strength to keep going, just like Aron did. As you read this story, think about your own life. What challenges are you facing right now? Are there problems that seem too big to handle? Remember Aron's story and know that you have the strength to overcome anything. Maybe your challenges aren't as dramatic as Aron's, but they are still important. Whether it's a difficult job, a tough relationship, or a personal struggle, you can find the courage to face it. Take things one step at a time, just like Aron did. Focus on the future, on the life you want to live. Aron Ralston's story is more than just a tale of survival. It's a reminder that we all have the power to overcome the obstacles in our lives. We just have to believe in ourselves and never give up. After his ordeal, Aron became more grateful for the simple things in life. He learned to appreciate his family, friends, and the beauty of nature even more. He realized that life is precious and that every day is a gift. We can all learn from this. Sometimes it's easy to take our lives for granted. We get caught up in our problems and forget to appreciate the good things we have. But Aron's story reminds us to be grateful for our lives, our loved ones, and our ability to overcome challenges. Take a moment to think about what you're grateful for. It could be something small, like a sunny day, or something big, like your health. Whatever it is, hold on to that gratitude and let it give you strength. As we come to the end of Aron Ralston's incredible story, let's take a moment to reflect on what it means to us. We've seen the power of determination, the importance of preparation, and the strength of the human spirit. Now, it's time to move forward with courage. Whatever challenges you face in life, know that you have the power to overcome them. You can find the strength within yourself, just like Aron did. You can survive, thrive, and live a life full of adventure and joy. Remember Aron's story when you're feeling down or when life gets tough. Let it inspire you to keep going, to keep fighting, and to never give up. Life is full of challenges, but it's also full of possibilities. With courage and determination, you can achieve anything. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more interesting survival stories. See you in the next video.